Ladies and gentlemen, I've always stated on this platform many times that in politics there are only two constants: the interest and betrayal. As long as the interest of politicians can converge, they will always work together. And as long as those interests are not converging, there's a possibility that they'll betray each other. I don't want to rule out the possibility of William Ruto betraying Rigathi Gachagua. Because if Uhuru Kenyatta of all the people could betray William Ruto, who is Rigathi Gachagua? Over the weekend, Rigathi Gachagua's allies, led by the Nyeri governor Mutahi Kahiga and the Laikipia governor Joshua Irungu, cautioned William Ruto against working with Raila Odinga, and that William Ruto must be very careful because Raila Odinga is up to nothing good. And they also added that Raila can easily infiltrate the government. The truth of the matter is that those two governors were actually speaking for none other than Rigathi Gachagua. In this video, I want us to look at why Rigathi Gachagua and his allies are uncomfortable with William Ruto and Raila Odinga working together. Because let's face it, Mutahi Kahiga is actually the mouthpiece of Rigathi Gachagua. When William Ruto appointed Cleophas Malala as the Secretary General of UDA party, it took Rigathi Gachagua to speak through Mutahi Kahiga.
That I'm very, very uncomfortable with the people who never voted for Dr. William Ruto now coming and purporting to be people who should be telling, like for example, I have said it again and I'll repeat, I am very uncomfortable with the position of Secretary General of the UDA party going to one Mheshimiwa Cleo Malala. I want to be told what votes he is bringing to the table. Western, and this is a fact, belongs to two parties: Ford Kenya for Bungoma and ODM for the rest, Vihiga and Kakamega. The total combined was 600,000 votes. While we thank them for that number of votes, they were only pouring the 600 into 3 million that we gave, and 1.5 that came from Rift Valley. Even if mwalimu wangu wa maths hakunifunza hesabu vizuri.
And of course, Rigathi Gachagua is justified. Raila Odinga is not an ordinary politician. Raila Odinga is so powerful to an extent that if he were to start working very closely with William Ruto, a lot of political dynamics are going to change. And I've been also wondering, why is it that majority of Kenya Kwanza governors, MPs, and senators from the mountain are not comfortable with Raila Odinga working with Ruto, while those from the Rift Valley have embraced that? I want you guys to listen to this speech or this statement by the West Pokot Governor Kachapin.
Me as a governor of Kenya Kwanza, I fully support the candidature of Raila Odinga, our former Prime Minister. I think nobody disputes that Raila Odinga is a Pan-Africanist, having fought for many years for the new constitution, for human rights, and being a person who has fought for so many years to see to it that Kenya is a democratic country. Fits him very well to be the chairperson of AU Commission. So I think this is our time as East Africa, and I think Raila fits very well in that position.
So the question is, why is it that Rigathi Gachagua is not comfortable with Raila Odinga working very closely with William Ruto? The truth is, even during the NADCO report, Rigathi Gachagua opposed it, but William Ruto kept on until Rigathi Gachagua started supporting it. Now we are seeing Raila Odinga and his move to go to African Union Commission. As much as Rigathi Gachagua is saying that he's supporting it, from his body language and from everything, he's not really supporting it. So in this video, I want us to do that critical analysis. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Why do you think Rigathi Gachagua and his allies are not comfortable with Raila Odinga working very closely with William Ruto? In fact, Rigathi Gachagua would want a situation where Raila Odinga is in confrontation with the government. You remember during the Mandamanos how Rigathi Gachagua was really excited because he could use it for his personal interest. But the reasons why they are uncomfortable are as follows. Number one, the political value of Raila Odinga is going to render Rigathi Gachagua irrelevant. If you've been listening to the Mountain, they are very clear that they delivered the highest number of votes to William Ruto. In fact, that is the reason why I played that Kahiga statement when Malala was appointed as the Secretary General of UDA Party. He was very clear that they delivered 3 million plus, while Western Kenya delivered only 600,000 votes. Now, if Raila Odinga were to start working with Ruto and say Raila Odinga agree that I'm supporting Ruto, Ruto would not bother about the votes from Mount Kenya. I doubt he will be bothered so much because he knows even if they were to leave, half of them will still remain. But if Raila Odinga were to support him, then he can easily get that. And of course, the other area is normally parliament. You know, one of the biggest challenge William Ruto is facing is that without Mount Kenya, he's a nobody. If Mount Kenya MPs today were to decide to rebel against Ruto, I can assure you, he's going to have a serious political problem. Currently, only one MP is rebelling against him. So if we wake up tomorrow and the Mount Kenya MPs, all of them, or most of them, start opposing Ruto in parliament, Ruto will not have his way. But if he has Raila Odinga, even if these guys were to go, then Raila Odinga will easily support him. In fact, the main reason why Uhuru Kenyatta entered into handshake with Raila Odinga in 2018 was because of William Ruto's blackmail. William Ruto had managed to capture the MPs from Mount Kenya. He had the MPs from Rift Valley. Uhuru Kenyatta was left with no MPs. So he had to reach out to Raila Odinga. And then when he entered into that handshake with Raila Odinga came with his MPs. And that's how Uhuru Kenyatta was able to sort out the politics. Because I can't imagine a situation where Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, William Ruto pulling the other direction with the MPs, then Raila Odinga pulling this other direction with the MPs. And that is why those who were close to Uhuru Kenyatta at that time strongly believed that Ruto really just wanted to impeach Uhuru. He wanted to use Raila to impeach Uhuru so that he could use that again for his politics in 2027. So the fear they have is that their political value is going to reduce. If you are Ruto and you are given a choice between Rigathi and Raila, who would you pick? Number two, currently there is Mount Kenya rebellion. And that rebellion is against Kenya Kwanza, it's against William Ruto, it's against Rigathi Gachagua. Why? Because these guys made promises, and those promises are yet to be fulfilled. But the Mountain really voted for them. And do you know why the Mountain voted for these guys? Because of the handshake between Raila and Uhuru. The Mountain rejected one of their own and voted for Kenya Kwanza. So today, the same Raila is the one working with Ruto. How do you think Rigathi Gachagua will be able to deal with that situation in the Mount Kenya? Because, you know, in the Mountain, their rallying call was anti-Raila Odinga or Raila Odinga phobia. So they won't have anything to use to rally the Mountain. Because in most cases, and that's why you see them trying so hard to drag the name of Uhuru, drag the name of Raila. The residents are no longer telling them, the residents are no longer entertaining them, dragging the name of Uhuru. They're no longer being entertained anytime they try to drag the name of Raila. Because if Raila was bad then to Ruto, why is he now working with Ruto? So for Rigathi Gachagua, the Mount Kenya rebellion can only be dealt with using Raila phobia. The handshake between Ruto and Raila will cure that Raila phobia. So they look like, you know, if you convince people to vote against me because unaona mimi ni mtu wa ODM, then the next day the same person start working with me, but I'm still Mutu ODM. How would you take it? So those are the challenges they have. The rebellion is growing, but they don't know how to deal with that rebellion. Number 3 is the fact that all these things are ending up vindicating Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta was very clear to the people of the mountain on 2 or 3 main things. Number 1, he told them that they needed their own political party. In fact, recently, there's been this talk in the mountain that they committed a mistake of entering into Kenya Kwanza minus their own political party, because William Ruto made them believe that UDA was a Mount Kenya-based political party. Then he took it to Western Kenya. So Uhuru Kenyatta is vindicated. They don't have a political party. So that even today, if Ruto and Rigathi were to fall out, of course, that's a possibility in politics, and Ruto start working with Raila Odinga, they don't have a political party. And William Ruto has also ensured that the other political party in the mountain, which was emerging, which was Jubilee, is also destroyed. So far, which political party do you think has its roots in Mount Kenya? 0. So Uhuru Kenyatta is vindicated. Then you told them that the handshake between Raila and Uhuru was bad. Then now Raila is seen with Ruto somewhere in in Uganda with the President Museveni herding cattle. You see, so Uhuru Kenyatta is just vindicated that the handshake he had with Raila was just for the good of the country. The one Ruto has with Raila is good for the country. So they can't, Rigathi Gachagua can't go outside there and convince the people. Number 4 is the agenda. If you look at the politics of the mountain, their campaign agenda has always been one, Raila Odinga. If Raila Odinga is not in the picture, will Rigathi Gachagua be relevant? And that is why they talk that Rigathi Gachagua can actually be replaced in 2027. And if he were to be replaced in 2027, what would it mean for his 2032 political equation? The truth is, William Ruto is busy grooming Ndindi Nyoro. And lastly, with the handshake, alleged handshake, because it has happened, it's only people who are in denial who can claim that there's no handshake. The handshake between Ruto and Raila happened long time ago. So it means they can no longer blackmail Ruto. They used to blackmail Ruto with the issue of numbers, with the issue of MPs, senators. So I don't think Rigathi Gachagua and the team can successfully blackmail Raila Odinga. Can successfully blackmail William Ruto using Mount Kenya as their voting bloc. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. And by the way, yesterday, Ndindi Nyoro was it yesterday or Saturday? Ndindi Nyoro was in Bondo. I want us to do an analysis about that. Ndindi Nyoro's visit to Bondo, the significance of that visit. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.